Hello everyone, and welcome to D20 in Disguise, your source for expertise on world building, storytelling, and miniature making. In today's quick episode of the Miniature Menagerie, I'll be explaining to you all how to turn a simple dice tower into something like this. If you do end up enjoying today's video, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my uploads. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Welcome to D20 in Disguise. Now, I actually created the base for this dice tower a little while ago on a previous episode of the Miniature Menagerie. So, if you're interested and don't know how to create a simple dice tower, be sure to check that out before watching this video. Now, with that out of the way, let's cover creative concepts. Now, of course, you could just copy what I did with the lava flows, the lava rock surrounding it, and some of the battlements at the top. But obviously you can go any which way you want with this decoration-wise. You could make this a simple castle. You can make this an elven tower. You can make it a hobbit hole. You can pretty much make a dice tower whatever you want and decorate it however you'd like. Now for me, I just decided that I was going to make a sort of Mordor-style dice tower. And I think it turned out really good. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering all of the respective steps which I took for my own dice tower, making the lava flows, decorating the lava rocks, and including the battlements at the top of the tower. Of course, some of the tactics which I used in this video to create this dice tower won't be applicable for some other decorations, but I'm going to try my best to be universal in all of the tips which I give for decorating dice towers. So the first thing I did with this dice tower was outline the shapes of the lava flow, where the lava was actually going to be flowing. So to do that, I brushed on a basic red in the shapes of the lava flows, and then started dry brushing on pretty densely a orange red, and then an orange, and then a yellow. Now, this was not my final paint job by any means. I was going to come back to it. So I would suggest to you, the viewer, when you're making a dice tower and decorating it, start out with the simple base paint and then decorate from there, and then add a final paint job at the end. After I'd finished the basic paint job and shape of all of the lava flows, I got to cutting out foamular to the shapes in between those lava flows, so I could glue the lava rocks onto the sides of the dice tower and really add some depth to it. Now, be warned, for some strange reason, this step took a very long time. For all of the lava rocks which I had to create for my dice tower, it took around 3 hours to cut them all out. So, be warned, it's a tedious process if you're going to be adding depth to your dice tower with foamular terrain. So after I'd cut out all the pieces, I went and painted them with a base paint of dark gray and a slightly metallic, lighter gray as the dry brushing layer. Now once again, I would go back over this paint job because it was just preliminary, but it's a good starting point. After letting all of the lava rocks dry, I went ahead and glued them into the respective positions which I'd cut them out for. And at this point, you could leave the dice tower here, but the paint job is quite lacking, and in my opinion, some of the paint from the rocks had seeped over to the lava flow, making it look painted, which is not a good thing in this situation. You want to make it look as realistic as possible so that it doesn't look like painted poster board or painted foamular. I especially noticed that the metallic dry brushing on the lava rocks was a little extreme, so I went back over with a lighter gray, just brushed over it, dry brushed again, and it looked a lot better. it looked a lot less pronounced. After that, I decided to repaint all of the lava flows. And to do this, I found a very nice painting technique to really make a paint job look lava-like. First, I painted back over with my basic base paint of red. After that, I took my orange red and did a smaller strip, slightly smaller than the red, in the middle of the lava flow. From there, I took my fan brush with red paint on it and blended in the edges between the red and the orange red. And I continued this down the line, doing it for orange red and orange and yellow, and so on and so forth. And it made this really, really nice looking lava effect. Now, at this point in the project, it's important to remember that this is your final paint job. So, remember to make it look as good and as realistic as possible, no matter what you're decorating your dice tower to look like. After letting this new coat of paint dry, the tower is looking very good. Although, the lava seemed a little dull. So I decided that I was going to add a bit of gloss varnish to really make it shine and reflect in the light. And this was just the little bit of realism that was needed to really, really make the lava flow and the lava rocks on this dice tower really pop. After that, I decided to add some quick battlements to the top of the tower. Now, once again, going back to my original concept for this dice tower, I was going for a Mordor sort of look. So I thought spiky, jagged edges for the battlements would look very appropriate for the dice tower. So I went, cut out my formula, cut out a small strip of rectangles, and then from there, cut them into a trapezoidal shape. I quickly painted them, put a quick base paint of dark gray, quick dry brush of lighter gray, not too light though, once again I'm going for that dark Mordor volcanic stone sort of look, and then glued them on their appropriate positions. 2 spiky battlements per one side of the dice tower. Although, looking at the dice tower at that point, it seemed a little empty. So I decided, with the triangular scraps of formula left over from cutting out those battlements, I would add a little bit of decoration with bronze and brown perches on each corner of the dice tower's top. And that was really, once again, the small little detail that was needed to really make the top of this dice tower pop and look just fantastic. And that was a quick explanation of how I created this volcanic dice tower. Now, once again, I tried to envelop all the different decorations, tried to make as vague tips as I possibly could. But if you have any questions about decorating dice towers, then be sure to put them down in the comments. Once again, if you did enjoy this quick episode of the Miniature Menagerie, then be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my uploads. Anyway, you all have a great day. Keep on creating, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.